No! Taiju! I don't think they realize I've played enough video games. This is like bombs, right? If one bomb goes off, it's a chain reaction, and it's a big chain. 1 meter 1 second ends up being 1 billion kilometers, you know? That just looks like he's about to blow up the place. Hey, don't say I didn't warn you. At this point, we're just gonna have to have F's in the chat for anyone who's still not watching Dr. Stone, because I deadass think this is a top 10 anime of all time after this episode. Basement level plot twist last week, and the amount of answers they gave this week, there's so much to dive into. You make sure you drop a like, share your support, though, subscribe if you're new around here, and Patreon is where you catch my full live reactions and exclusives. So, I told you last week, Dr. Stone was underperforming, even more so than usual, and you came through. If you keep that energy up, we will keep the videos coming. The likes, the comments, they go a long way to help the algorithm and everything like that, so I appreciate you. But I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. Top 10 anime. The first half of the episode answered so many questions I had. And for a while, Dr. Stone's done a thing where it brings up more questions than it answers, but I've always had faith it would answer it in the long run. But I did have uncertainty of what really the plan was. Like, once we get to ground zero, whatever we find, like, is it to counter Y-Man? Like, what are we going to do with whatever we find? And when you see an Aztec level pyramid built out of Medusas, which a lot of us got wrong. I thought it was gold, most of us thought it was gold, had a lot of people say, what the hell, these are different colors. Couple of people in my comment section, though, did say they thought it was the light, like, shining down and making it look different. Turns out those select few were right, so round of applause to them. They were all silver, it was just the sunset making it look gold, but yeah, just wanted to say that. The idea that we had millions of Medusas, like there had to have been millions there. What are we gonna do with that? And, you know, after some testing, which truthfully was probably dumb of them, because if you've played enough video games, you know how chain reactions work. If one of those went off and then it caused a chain, I'm pretty sure the whole world would have been petrified again. But the idea that we have an unlimited amount of test subjects, we could break thousands of these things, taking them apart, analyzing piece by piece, and it wouldn't matter. Because there's an unlimited amount here. So the idea that, because I really thought Stanley was just going to go overhead with the plane. But no, on the boat, like, it doesn't matter. Even if they build a ship or whatever, we'll be able to sonar them, it's fine. Senku's brilliant brain makes an undetectable ship at face value. Yes, the sonar would kind of like bounce off in two different directions, but it'd be a lot harder to pinpoint. But the idea that Chrome and his big brain and the likes were able to realize that, like, how would all of these things go into Earth in a modern setting and no one would know? And I, like them, was like, hey, that makes sense. Like, we would have saw them fall and we got radar, right? No, they're undetectable. The idea that we just coated that boat with Medusas means we out that bitch. He ain't finding us, and that's fantastic. But the real kicker was watching them play around and be like, okay, so we have all these things now. Our current threat is dealing with the guy who wants to kill us. So we gonna petrify his ass. So we need to make Diamond. And they found a way to make Diamond, baby. If we get back home in time, and we outmatch them in terms of speed, when he gets there, we freeze in his ass. Now, am I still concerned about Zeno? Sure. I mean, he's the type of guy you can as much trust and distrust all at the same time. But I think the more interesting things that Senku does around him, the more he's like, I'm okay, no matter how it goes. But if there's ever a point where he feels like he could have the edge and continue the research, he probably would do it. But either way, that's what I mean. Like, the question of how would so many of these things get on Earth without no one ever knowing? The idea of, like, what the purpose of going here was, because, like, I knew it was the idea of, like, going to ground zero, getting answers, but I guess I never understood, and I never really thought about it hard enough about what that meant. But because I think for most people, they thought either it would be, like, a basement level reveal, like an Attack on Titan, some information research, who knows what, or, you know, what a lot of people thought, a giant Medusa, or some sort of giant device that caused it. But the idea of finding that many and being able to dissect, because, you know, we revived a watchmaker who was meticulously and just, like, very carefully going piece by piece. Now we got an unlimited amount of those. Not to mention, we now have an undetectable ship. Do I expect he will still find us and stuff? Yeah, but still, at the end of the day, a very big brain play. And all that stuff's great. Like, that's enough for me to say 10 out of 10 episode, this has to be one of the best anime. But the thing that is the cherry on top is how they've utilized the whole cast. I'm welcome to be proven wrong when we get to the last core, but as it stands, despite it feeling pedal to the metal, they've continued to utilize a very large supporting cast magnificently. Like, the fact that the second half of the episode, you could have ignored these characters for the rest of the show. And yes, even if there are a large amount of people who might consider some of them fan favorites, nothing about the show's story would necessarily change. But the way this author utilized them, and then, because for us, like, we need to get back here, and once we do, give us a battery or something, right? I have a lot of respect for Dr. Stone. And I've been saying that since the first season dropped. And over the years, I've definitely seen public opinion sway on the show. Like, while yes, there's less viewership towards Dr. Stone, at least at face value in terms of a discussion forum and stuff, just with the way the internet shifted. The thing is I feel like the people who still talk about Dr. Stone have gotten more passionate and have seen the greatness more and more as it's went on. But from the beginning, I've thought this was something special. Like, the first core of Season 1, you might be able to argue, okay, it's cute, it's fun, it's unique, but there's no way that momentum keeps going. And I truly think Stone Wars would have been the jumping of the shark moment if the show would have ever had one. It just feels like the perfect opportunity for the author to try too much, maybe introduce the wrong type of conflict. But the show never jumped the shark. The show was always remarkable, and the fact that it's remained consistent for its art style, it's remained consistent for its animation style, the idea of how they explain things, and how, this has always been my favorite thing, the author, the mangaka of this series, like, would bring in people to do research to make sure things would make sense for how they were writing it. Like, that's fantastic. But the big thing is how they've utilized the sidecast. I've gone into how Chrome is like the perfect character that would normally be like, oh, he's supposed to be Senku's like, the next up and coming version of him, but then they never utilize him. Chrome's continuously been utilized fantastically, but it's not even just the big brain characters, it's, who could have been monkey brain, pointless characters are being utilized fantastic as well. Top 10 anime. Like, I'm not lying about that. And even if you don't agree with that level, I would think you would have to be clinically insane not to appreciate that this is absolutely a masterpiece. Fight me. Let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think of this episode? I mean, I said last week, basement level reveal if you asked me about that plot twist, but they definitely delivered. Thoughts down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. And Patreon, no matter what, is where these full live reactions and thoughts live. And I give other exclusives as well, like video shoutouts to my patrons. So today we got Crystal Cat, Cray Catlad 88, Goran 201, Mary Lou, Angela, Phantom, Sebastian Emil Mueller, and we also have Jackie Jesus. I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You know, have a good one.